Today I'm going to show you how to buy the right property, investment property, and what to look for. So these are some of the key pointers that I look at when buying a real estate investment property. So when I'm shopping, the first thing I like to look at is the exterior of the property. Okay, this is a cement stone, so a lot of times these are solid properties. So overall, the outside is not that bad. Yeah, nice. Over the top. I look at doors. One thing I look at is doors. And you want to focus in on every ounce of detail as possible. But that doesn't mean that those small details are deal killers. I'll walk you through and tell you what's a deal killer. So first thing I look at, which is very important, a lot of real estate investors and people that are starting real estate, they don't think like a buyer. They think more like a real estate investor. And somebody's going to want to buy that product. So my advice to a lot of real estate investors is don't just think like a real estate investor, also think as a home buyer. That's very important. So one of the things I do notice here, we have a big floor plan, we have a big, nice fireplace. I can tell right there that the gas line does come up, so it is a real fireplace. You do have radiators, which can be a problem. A lot of times with the temperature, when it's cold temperature and there's no heat in a property, you would have pipes that freeze and bust. Whenever you see radiator heating, it can get expensive because sometimes to fix them, I could get each one fixed about 50 bucks, depending more or less. But if you got to buy them new, it's a nightmare. So walls look good. This right here, ceiling tile, I hate. I despise it. So I'll be putting sheetrock on all of that. But key things to look at is, I mean, you can get a good sense of the layout. You got nice flooring, hardwood, and you got a big floor plan for your living room. So let's walk on out. Let's continue walking. Another thing too is you have these nice ceramic tiles. Okay, the ceramic tiles here are leveled out. That's something important because sometimes you have, when you have to take these apart and the floor is not leveled out, that it could be possible that there's some structural issues. But this looks flat, looks good. Sorry. One of the things I look at in a kitchen is floor plans. How big is a kitchen? So right away, I start thinking of the designs and what I'm going to do to make this kitchen be a wow factor. Understand that I found a niche in low income demographics. However, flipping is flipping, doesn't matter where you're flipping. You always want to deliver high-end results no matter what property you're doing. It's your name on the line. You want to deliver good results. You want home buyers to come in and say, wow. And for most cases, when you're selling a home, especially a big home like this, is 5 bedroom plus, you know that you're not going to get a single guy in here. You're not going to get a single woman in here, college kid. Your buyer is most likely going to be a married couple with 2, 3 plus kids. So you got to think, when you are married, who runs the show? We all know the missus run the show. So
the wife.
What do we got to do for the wife? We have to give her the kitchen.
Yes.
So it's important that I have a good sized kitchen to just put my heart in it, because with a happy wife equals happy life. We all know that. So
and happy sale.
And a happy sale, of course. So basically, I'll walk you through to my vision with this kitchen. Now, if you walk in here, you will see that we have a funny layout for the simple fact that this is the doorway to the basement. So and then when you have a window here, bathroom here, if you look right here, get a good shot here. We have a bathroom, a half bathroom, which is not bad. I like to do the lazy Susan look, the L look, and
lazy what?
Well, I like to do a lazy Susan, which basically a lazy Susan is just a cabinet to do an L-shaped kitchen.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's
Okay.
that's the terminology for one cabinet that's in between the other cabinet. So.
Okay.
But in this kitchen, I'm seeing that design that I like to deliver is not going to be a design that's possible, for the simple fact that I would have to close this doorway. Okay, I can't open up that doorway because there's a bathroom there. I would have to close this doorway to run an L through this way. Now I wouldn't be able to do that. You have two windows. You have a lot of good lighting in this room, which gives it a warm feel. So so eliminating this door will be a bad idea. So what I would do in a scenery like this would be, and then you have a straightaway. So a lot of times I walk through these properties, and I'm not going to lie to you, this is not a script, this is not written. Sometimes it does take a day or two to think it through and kind of create a creative, artistic design. You're not always going to walk through a property and find answers instantly. Sometimes you got to walk through a property and give it a day or two of strategizing, and then you say, look, I can deliver a perfect quality kitchen. And I thought of this, and this is what I think we should go with, and it's going to look good. So we have two factors that's a problem here. We have a straightaway that's about 12 foot wide, 12 foot long, and the issue with that is we have a 30 inch stove that has to go somewhere in between here, as well as a refrigerator. Now, if you notice here in this rehab property, you have it on this side. In the beginning of my business, I studied more on the desirability of home buyers, what they were looking for, what they liked it. And so I really didn't chase a lot of investors because, believe it or not, a lot of investors know how to invest money but don't know how to sell. And what ends up happening is you got guys who know how to sell real estate, like a lot of realtors that know how to sell, but just because they're realtors doesn't mean they know how to invest. So you got guys who know how to sell a property but don't know how to flip a property, and you got guys who know how to flip a property but don't know how to sell a property. And kind of having the both skill in one, I'm blessed because I kind of worked with a top producing agent in my local market that was a partner of mine for several years. There was a lot of factors that made me more diverse, made me more of a diversified real estate investor. So here we're back again. As you can see, beautiful living room. There should be some nice doors. A lot of these older properties in the city of Reading, that's where we currently operate. You know, I'm in Eastern Pennsylvania, New York City, New Jersey. I have some purchases right now going on in Springfield, Massachusetts. But you know, my hometown, where I started, where I've gotten my experience, and where my footprints will always be would be Reading, Pennsylvania.
Your backyard.
It's my backyard, and it's one of the most lucrative markets that I believe that exists. So, coming upstairs.
Hey, 1 second. Even though it's one of the most lucrative markets, there are real estate flips to be done anywhere in the United States.
Correct. This could be done anywhere in the United States, no matter where you're at. You want to make sure that that your mindset is always on task. Like if you're in Texas flipping real estate, if you're in California flipping real estate, don't for any second forget that someone is going to buy your house. And if you don't have design skills, and you know your husband or your wife doesn't have design skills, then contact a local designer, get somebody with style, get somebody that knows what they're doing. And design is very important. You want to give people quality.
High quality product.
High quality. Now that doesn't mean you have to go all crazy and put, you know, marble floors, right, and you know, granite kitchen countertops.
But it must be aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, there's some markets where you can't use granite. However, if you could afford and leverage it out, then do so. On a higher end home, obviously, then that's a different story.
Yeah.
But if you're in the low income demographics and you want to deliver a good product, you know, there's a lot of other designs and materials you can use. So as long as it's installed properly, looks good, and it's a good color combination.
Well, Dali, I noticed that you keep on saying product. This is a home. This is a property. But instead of saying home or property, you're actually referring to it as a product. Why? I'm curious.
Correct.
You said product about 5 times.
Correct, because people, it is real estate. However, I'm a firm believer that what I deliver, when you put your touch and style into something, your name into something, your label, it's like you're labeling something that represents you. And your product is not your real estate, it's what you bring to the real estate, the outcome of the real estate. When people buy a house, you want them to say, look, I bought this from King of Flips, I bought this from O'Dali, I bought this from, you know, John, I bought this from Stacy, I bought this from, you know, I bought this from X person and X.
And that's what you become known for.
And that's what you become known for. So your style and your way of operating becomes a product. This is a master suite. As you can see, this is a little funky, but I would do here. I guess we have a water leak. So it's something that we have to look into to see where water's coming. Now, I don't see any evidence of new water. So that's something that we would have to look into. I don't do roofs. I send my guys to come and check roofs out. This has a walk-through bedroom. So this has a walk-through bedroom, which means that if a family has a small child, newborn, newlyweds or something, it's ideal for them to have this walkthrough. But then you have a lot of families that don't have newborn babies and aren't newlyweds and would say, look, you know, we don't want the walkthrough bedroom. I mean, let's face it, bedroom, it represents privacy. So what you do, what I would do is simply throw up a wall, okay? I would close this up, okay? I'll close this up, have a wall. Now we could always build a small closet here in this corner, okay? And so like that, this closet could have a room, or sometimes not build a closet for this room. What I would do in this case is I would put a small, maybe half-a-foot closet right there on this side, close this up. Now follow me, check this out. So by closing this up, right, I'll close this up, strip all of this, break all of this down. I think this is all hollow. So basically, and what I would do is I'll open this up and I'll make a walk-through closet.
Sweet.
With two 24-inch doors, so you'll have nice double doors. And you know, you can open it out and you'll have a nice size walk-in closet, maybe about 3 feet in. 3 feet in, and you can even build out. A lot of times you can build out. You can build out a little bit more too if you need to, and just you know, give them more space. Sometimes what I like to do when you deliver a good design, if you want to save money, another strategy is you can give the option to the buyer and say, look, I can build you a closet, or build a closet. If you build a closet, sometimes it can take away from the bedroom, affect the sale because now it looks like a smaller bedroom. This house, we don't have that problem because this house has several bedrooms, and because it has several bedrooms, it's okay to sacrifice the size of one bedroom. But let's see, because there's more to see, and that would all determine our overall plan, what we want to do. The bathroom. Bathroom. I love the tiles, believe it or not. I love the tiles. I already have a ton of ideas that could be done here. When I look at a bathroom, I always like to have more size, at least a 10 by 12. This is more about this is probably like about a 7.5 by 9. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not doing the measurements, so don't quote me wrong. Don't quote me on that. But you know, one thing that I would definitely do here is I would re-sheetrock. I would try to see if I could save this tile, if not replace it. I would definitely run up the tile up to the ceiling here. This is just old-fashioned. Cut it in, 3.5, 4 feet high. You know, to make it 4 feet, we want to bring it all the way up to the top. So I would definitely put a new vanity. I would probably keep this. You know, probably keep this spray paint, this bronze, or a nice silver, and give this like a nice white to it. There's also a checker black and white floor. Depending if I kept the design, this floor definitely has to be replaced. But you know, there's a design that I have that goes perfect with this, which is like a black and white design. And obviously installing a light fixture, I will leave that window exactly how it is. And this bathroom's pretty much cut and dry. There's not really much. A lot of times what I would do is I would extend to the next bedroom and make the bathroom bigger. But this bathroom, it's not huge, but it's a decent sized bathroom. So,
So that's a plus.
That's a plus. So my strategy when I have a smaller bathroom, because I like bigger bathrooms, my strategy with smaller bathrooms is if you're going to have a bathroom that's not going to have the wow space, make the design very, 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 very nice. You know what I mean? You want to have a really, really good design, and that would completely tell the home buyer, it would connect with them immediately. Like, size is no longer a factor. It's like, this is so beautiful. You ever had a room you've seen or a restaurant you've been to that the food might have not been great, but it was just so nice the way it was set up, the restaurant tables and, the utensils and the menu and everything was cool, but the food, that's how you want to do it. And this bedroom, would just be basically painting, recarpeting, light fixture. I would definitely either try to compound the ceiling or just smack drywall. Sometimes it's easier. Because right here, if you notice, okay, and this ceiling, and Jason knows, about this. In this ceiling, we would have to skim coat it. Skim coat means basically to give a flat look to this ceiling and eliminate that pattern of, that pattern that doesn't match popcorn. You have to take compound and kind of like comb the ceiling so you get a smooth, nice looking ceiling. Just to let you know, you're gonna get a lot of videos in reference to flipping real estate.
And if you're visiting our YouTube channel for the first time, please hit the subscribe button so that you can stay updated with future videos. And if you're watching this video on Facebook, click share so that you can share this awesome video with all of your friends and followers. Help get the word out there.
So now we're gonna go to the basement, which is very, very, it's one of the most important pieces to a property. So you want to have a pack of tools when you become a real estate investor, because I know I sound a little hypocritical because I got my flashlight, but usually I'll have a pack with me with a crowbar, flashlight, hammer, screwdriver, certain basic small toolbox. I don't use it a lot, but whenever you need to break a door down or go into a dark basement, you need to have a good lighting so you can see exactly what you're buying. So here,
worst thing is to get to a property and you can't get into the basement, right?
Yeah, it's worse. So
by the time you come back, maybe someone else already bought it.
Yeah, you can't put an offer. You got to move quick on real estate investments. So basically, here you can see that the furnace is a little rusty. A lot of times, I like to look at when it was last inspected. So basically, I don't usually have a tag of when it was last serviced. And I don't see it here. Oh, there we go. Is it this? No, it's not this here. So this particular one, we don't have it. Obviously, this is radiator heating. So, it's through the water tank. How do I know that? Because the radiators and following the pipes. Another thing I look at is the wiring, making sure that we don't have knob and tube wiring.
What kind of wiring?
Knob and tube. So knob and tube is wiring that they used back about 40 plus years ago, maybe longer than that. And it's not safe. It has like a little knob and it looks like a wire.
That tends to be more expensive?
You guys will get to see knob and tube because I run into that a lot. So what I do is I follow the wiring throughout the property. And I see that it's all running all the way up. There's no cut wires. There's nothing cut all the way up to this box, which should be a 100 or 200 amp box. And here I look at the breakers, make sure everything looks good. And guys, I'm not an electrician, and I can't talk to you about the itty and gritty electrician because I'm not an electrician. However, what I look for is making sure that there's no cut wires, making sure the wires are running through the beams the way they need to, and making sure that the circuit box looks decent, you know, and that it was last inspected. A lot of times you have a sticker here too as well when it was last inspected. So I look at those things too as well. And then I look at the plumbing. The plumbing, I just follow the pipes, make sure there's plumbing. Now obviously you wouldn't know more or less if there's pipes that are busted or not unless you turn on the water. A lot of these vacant properties that are sitting have the water off and don't have water connected. So you really wouldn't get to know if you have leaky pipes or not without running water. So, but other than that, you can look at the pipes throughout the property. You follow the pipe, the plumbing, and you will see that, you know, all the plumbing is intact. And then there you have your oil tank and your water meter. This right here is your water meter. And then this right here is your heating tank. So overall, I look at the basement, it's nice and clean. This property is a go. If we can pick it up for $30,000, I'm estimating in construction maybe about $20,000. Ballpark figure, and then for resale for $79,900. So that's the numbers we want to be. Want to be $50,000 all in. Now $20,000 put some cushion room. You definitely are going to be way under that. But I do like to over exceed and maximize on construction and numbers and exaggerate miscellaneous X, Y, and Z. That way, when you do an investment, you have very you know, you're doing a conservative count, but if things work out in a way where you have less hiccups and less issues, then you'll walk away with a nice return. And if it doesn't, and you have any other issues, worst case scenario, you're still walking away with a nice return. So,
you got a nice cushion.
Yeah, so nice cushion. Cushion is always very important when buying properties. Now, a realtor could say to you, "Oh, this property can sell for $90,000."
Which they normally mark it up, right?
Yeah, they normally mark it up, and that's the biggest mistake a lot of real estate investors do. They got a realtor. Oh, I don't sell real estate. Let me get a guy who sells real estate in the neighborhood. Yeah, you got this realtor come in with with a suit. Hey, yeah, look, don't worry about it. This is gonna be $95,000.
Pretty convincing at times.
Pretty convincing. So how do you determine value?
Yes.
That's very important. So if you have access to public records, I know a lot of you might not have access to MLS. So if you have access to public records, you can get on certain sites. We will share that information once you subscribe on our channel. But there's certain ways, certain sites where you can get real information. Guys, if anybody out there relying on Zillow information, please be very, very careful, because Zillow has a huge database, and it's almost impossible to kind of have accurate information when you're trying to cover the whole United States. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you have real public records. You can research real information of what really sells in your market for what price points among 1 mile radius. Compare square footage. If a property of this style sold for $65,000, look at the pictures, look at the public records, look at the when it was last listed through a realtor. Contact a realtor if you can get access to that information. You want to partner up with a realtor just so like that you could get market information and have a gadget in your back pocket. Because at the end of the day, we are realtor friendly. We do own a brokerage. I am CEO of Port National that is also has a real estate brokerage. And I started my business having a real estate agent as a partner too as well. So it's always good to have a good agent in your back pocket that you could share information and share business with. That'll just keep you more your horizons. That'll expand your horizons. So with that being said, you want to check what sold and do a thorough search. Oh, well, this property sold for $65,000. Why it sold for $65,000? What was the features? What it had? What it didn't have? why did this property sell for $30,000? How many foreclosures you have in this neighborhood? You know, and start doing a more in-depth search on neighborhoods and value. And if you can't find something that looks, now if you got 4 properties that look really, really good in this same market with the features and the upgrades that we just mentioned, okay, or similar, and still had a weak sale, then that is when a property becomes a red flag. Yeah. That is when you maybe want to come in, not to say that is a deal kill, but then this property can't be done at 30. It might need to come in at 15, 20. So,
and that will help determine if it's a good flip or a good flop.
Correct. And you got to get aggressive with these realtors. If it's listed on the market and you got a realtor say, well, my seller or the bank's no way in hell they're going to take that.
No way.
Say, listen, I'm a real estate investor. And if they're not going to, if I can't make money, then guess what? I can't feed my family. And if the deal's not going to work, guys, it's not going to work.
Walk away.
Don't hold on to something. Don't hold on to that weight. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work, period. Because if it doesn't work for you, it's not going to work. So it needs to work at your numbers. So you need to tell your realtor, look, these are the real comps. Don't give me no BS about this, about that. These are the real comps. This is what this property is truly worth when it's all said and done. You tell your seller or your banker or the owner that I am a real estate investor and I'm giving them an investment. As an investor, I'm giving them an offer. I'm not end buyer or home buyer looking to buy a home for my family. I'm looking to make some money. So if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. Let me know so I move on to the next deal. And that's how you want to talk to these guys. So like that, you give them a little attitude, but then you also, in a respectful way, show them that you know what you're doing and you're not going to let, people in the market manipulate you to paying something you shouldn't be paying. So this property looks like it's a go. I'm going to call right now our team. I'm most likely going to be trying to put this under contract. If I work out a deal, you guys will get to see it. If not, I have other deals. I have other renovations. I have a lot of exciting footage that you guys are going to be getting direct access to. You guys are going to see from A to Z how we run our business, how we make money in real estate, from buying a house to, like I said, choking up contractors in the fun part of the construction. Woo! To the end result of the design, having stuff going from, having a nasty, ugly, dirty house turn into something so desirable and so beautiful. Awesome. And make families so happy when they walk in and say, wow, I love this house. We want to teach you this business so you can find financial freedom and you can incorporate these strategies into your real estate business and make some money. Get out of debt, pay off your mortgage, live the real American dream. There's so many factors and so many benefits. As I stated before in my bio and many many short videos that I've done, I've specified how much the real estate business changed my life and what it's done for me and what I wanted to do for you. So we have real information. Our people is no BS. We have no tolerance. We have a no tolerance rule. We don't tolerate nonsense. We don't tolerate BS. This is real information, and this is going to help you grow in your real estate business no matter where you're at. Whether you have money, no money, whether you're broke, or you have $100,000 in your 401k, we are going to teach you everything you need to know about real estate investing. So stay tuned, guys. Follow our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, king.of.flips, king_flips on Twitter, our Facebook page, and our YouTube channel, King of Flips TV. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching.